Talking about that yet again.
Okay.
Have you ever fought with a woman? Men are the only species who are able to do that.
I saw this.
Was Jessica involved in an accident by any chance? Why do I have to sit and listen to this conversation going on and the guy dozes off? We've been talking a lot about men and women. Now, talking about that yet again.
Okay.
Have you ever fought with a woman? No, I'm not saying physical fight. Have you had verbal fights with a woman?
Yeah, I do.
Disagreements, let's say.
Yeah, I do.
Why is it that us as men, we are able to have disagreements with women, then have the most peaceful sleep, while the woman's up and worried about it, thinking about what went wrong? What kind of switch do we have that we're able to switch off?
Wow, that is a good one. That's a good question. It's not like men don't care. We really do. But we tend to be putting things in boxes. We fight. It's over. We close the box and go to sleep.
It's as easy as that, right?
Just like that.
Why is it that men are the only species who are able to do that?
Um, I saw this video. Men and women, they will just be recording, and then they will see like they will say there is something that a woman cannot do that only men can do. So they will just start the video, and the man will just keep quiet, and woman can't. You know how funny that is? We had a disagreement about something. We fought about it. That's it. Case closed. I just want to sleep, bro. You don't expect me to be dwelling in that for too long. If you like, we can just wrap it up, pack it, and put it in the corner, and then we can continue tomorrow. But after I sleep,
See, we've spoken about this before, right? You got a problem, find a solution, and deal with the problem through the solution. And I think a lot of the times what happens is when we have the so-called arguments and we have these discussions with women, it might not be something that requires a lot of effort in. It might not even be a problem. It could be something that is just worthy for a conversation or a discussion, a tiny argument, no anger required. So once the so-called discussion slash argument slash fight is over, we go to sleep. And we have a peaceful sleep, realizing that there is no problem. But when you create out a problem, when you create a problem out of nothing,
there's only one species on the surface of the planet who are capable of doing that. Creating problems out of nothing. I don't want to get into trouble by saying this, but women tend to start fights that are really unnecessary, bruh.
trust me, that ship has sailed. This, with the video having started, that ship has sailed.
Oh my
About
God.
getting in trouble or not, that ship
Oh
has sailed.
man,
I
I'm
can tell
gonna
you
get a
that.
lot of backlashes after saying this, but it is what it is, I don't want to sit here and sugarcoat it to you, but I think we just have to give it a break sometimes. There are some things that we really don't need to be fighting about. Even if we are gonna have a disagreement about something, I mean, it doesn't stop us from sleeping, bro. I want to sleep, bro. I want my sleep in the bag. It doesn't matter what. Let's fight. Let's talk about. Let's agree, disagree on so many things. But I just want to sleep, bro. Again, it's not that I don't care. I'm gonna make that clear. It's not that I don't care. I care, but I just want to put everything in a box, close it, and go to sleep. If you want to continue, then we can do it again. But in the morning, I don't want to talk about. I don't want us to fight about things and not get a good night's sleep.
We do realize that it bothers women. They wonder how it's humanly possible that you're having a fight, you have had a disagreement, and this man is able to snore away. It bothers people.
It doesn't bother people, it bothers women. Let's address the elephant in the room, bro. We're talking about women, okay? We're talking about how men can go to sleep after having an argument with their woman. So we all know the elephant in the room is women, bro. Okay. Okay, not a lot of women though. There are some women who can just choose peace over everything. But man, the majority of them just want to fight.
But why is that?
I think it's in their nature, man. It's
That can't be like that, though, right? Wouldn't it be better if they are more logical and they say there was a discussion, there was an argument, that's over, and that's it. Let's get to bed.
have you noticed people expect you to, especially when someone wants you to fight with them, and you choose peace over that. Like, you know, you go outside for whatever is it that you want to do outside, and then you come back home, and there's a woman waiting for you, your woman, and they ask, "Why did you do X, Y, Z?" And then you end the whole thing with just one or two response. "Oh, you're right. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry." Do you think anybody likes that? Do you think a lot of women would like that? They would at least want you to put up a fight, something that you don't have energy for,
More dramatic.
more dramatic. And if you don't, it's like you're killing their expectation of what they expect from you. They wanted you to fight with them, they wanted you to have a conversation with them, which, of course, I don't see a reason to do at that time of the night. There was one episode we talk about communication, right? There are times that you will come home and then you're tired, and we said it might be lack of empathy and all that. I said sometimes people, I just want to sleep.
So, more like, let's say a woman comes home and she says, "Oh, guess what? Jessica was on a diet and she came in and she decided to have a cheesecake. Let me tell you more about it." And you're like, "I'm sleepy. I don't know if I want to hear about why Jessica wanted to have the cheesecake because it really does not matter. Was Jessica involved in an accident by any chance? No. So she just had the cheesecake. Yeah. Why do I have to sit and listen to this now?" Now, someone could say that that is what relationships are like. It's about sharing about your day and all of that. Yeah, but should that be when you are having a sleep and imagine that conversation going on and the guy dozes off?
You're dead. Oh my god, I don't mean literally, but
Why is it that when men and women fight,
bruh, they will not like this.
you know,
Pick on their side, or I pick on this. They will not like this.
I know, I know.
So we're gonna have to be a little bit neutral here, because this one here is like we're throwing everything at women.
What I'm trying to ask you is when a man and a woman fights, and let's say the man says, "I had told you that I'll be going out with my friends, so why is that a problem right now?" Now, the problem here is the guy is going out with his friends and the partner is not happy with it. And then she, in reply, she says, "But remember 2 months back, I asked you for some Chinese food and you didn't get me that." And he goes, "But how is that related to this?" In general, I'm not saying men or women. I'm not talking about gender. Why is it that when there's a fight, why do you have to bring things up that is not even remotely related to this? Something that's happened ages back. Why does that have to come into the conversation right now? So, is the whole idea to win the fight or the idea to fix the problem? Fixing the problem is what we need, then I understand. Great. But is it about winning? But in reality, when there's a problem, like we spoke earlier, we have to realize that you have a common enemy. The problem is the enemy. Solution is the answer. It does not matter who wins because in reality, if the problem is fixed, then you both win.
I'm gonna have to come in here. The problem is, okay, I was picking sides in the beginning, but I'm gonna have to switch sides now. I don't know. In whatever kind of relationship you are, you're in with a woman, is it not important to like choose the times that you're supposed to go out? You're saying when you told, like, you took permission from your woman that you're going to be going out with your friends.
There's
What
no
time?
permission required for anybody.
No, of
A
course
man
there
does
is.
not require the permission. A woman
There-
does not require the permission.
No, there is.
There is.
Of course, you cannot just like that's why you're called partners.
You need permission.
If you